All right, thanks, guys. Dak, I just want to go back to this season first. You made some huge strides this year, had an unbelievable year. Just tell me about your growth. Kellen Moore stepping in as the offensive coordinator. What changed this year to allow you to have so much success?
Yeah, I mean, definitely just going into year 4, the experience, I progressed in every aspect of my game, whether it's the accuracy, the consistency, whether it was seeing the defense or preparation throughout the week. I took a next step individually, and as you said, with the hire of Kellen Moore, of him coming on, what he added to the play call and the right timing. He's a genius. He's got a bright future. I'm excited to still have him as a coach. Looking forward to what my future is and our team.
Speaking of a new coach, you got Coach Mike McCarthy, who I played with for 8 years. Paid a lot of bills in his offense. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a very good offense that I played in. What's your first impressions of Coach Mike?
He's got a Super Bowl. Anytime you come into a locker room and you've got that, guys are going to follow. Obviously, that's the goal, and that's what we want to get to. That's the Cowboys' goal each and every year, is to get to the Super Bowl and to win it. And we've got a guy that has that and that knows how to get there, and excited to follow him.
How excited were you that you heard Kellen Moore was going to be able to stay and be the offensive coordinator and calling the plays?
Yeah, so excited. As I just mentioned on, I mean, the success that we had this year, it didn't turn out to wins necessarily and correlate the way we wanted to, but there's a lot of great positive things to look forward to as we get going, as we keep moving forward, and the fact that they're able to keep him and we can grow off of that, off of what we did last year, running it, passing it, complimenting off each other. It's going to be exciting.
All right, talk to us. Oikos, 000. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, I've been a partner with Oikos 000 since 2017, and when you get to come to Miami and promote the brand and share something that's been working for me, it's always great. I'm not a big breakfast person, but in the morning, Oikos does it for me. It's something light, but still has the protein, gives me everything I need, and it fuels my day, fuels my hustle.
Yeah, if it makes us look like that, we all got to have a little bit.
Trust me, I see it.
So we talked a little bit about Coach McCarthy, and I know right now you're a Dallas Cowboy, but in March you become a free agent if nothing takes shape. I'm just curious, as you head towards that process, what do you put value on being a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, coaching staff and making sure you're comfortable with the system? Obviously, paying the bills. We talk about paying the bills. We know money becomes a factor when you have a chance to be a free agent. Talk me through that process a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a loaded question. There's a lot of things that go into that.
A lot of things.
Hey, it's one thing. Pay me my money. Tell them.
But when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you don't give much thought about being a quarterback of another team. So that's my focus. I've got a lot of confidence in something. A lot of confidence in something will get done here soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got a lot to talk about. We're in Miami here for the Super Bowl, so we're not going to let you go without giving us a little prediction when we're done, but we'll be right back with a little bit more from Dak.
We will indeed, Kurt. Part 2 of our interview with Dak Prescott. He didn't play against the Niners or the Chiefs this season, but he watched the teams in the big game with a keen quarterback eye. Dak's Super Bowl insights coming up next. Another beautiful sunny day in Miami.
.com. Paying out $50,000 for every score change in the game, and with these two teams, there could be a lot of those. Niners, historically a high-scoring team in the Super Bowl, 36.5 points on average in their 6 appearances so far. Last time the Chiefs played in the game was 1969, so that explains the lower scoring output for them. As for what's going to happen this time, Kurt and JJ are back with Dak.
Well, and thanks to Oikos 000, we're back here with Dak Prescott. And I got to ask you just about, not analyzing the Super Bowl yet, but who you want to win the Super Bowl? Because I think we all have like a hierarchy, right? Like we never want anybody in our division to win it. And then in our conference, do we really want somebody? Do you want somebody on the AFC side, or is it somebody that you played against? Do you have buddies on a certain team? Do you have a team that you'd like to see win the Super Bowl?
I don't. I mean, I know guys on both teams. There's not necessarily one team that means more.
As long, if it's not the Dallas Cowboys, we don't want anybody to ever win it, do we?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
I hear you.
I'm selfish when it comes to that.
I just never wanted anybody in the NFC to win it. I'm like, forget the guys that I play against.
Right.
If it's anybody, let it be somebody on the other side.
Like you ain't seen these teams this season, but I mean, we watched them. We seen the Niners defense very dominant. You also got Patrick Mahomes in that offense, dominant. Who do you think going into Sunday's game has the advantage?
I mean, people talk about the Niners' defense and that pass rush, and I think anytime as a quarterback, as we know, when you can get home with those front 4, you've got a chance. So defense wins championships, right? So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go. Trust me.
Stop the pressing.
All the offense up here. He's on defense wins championships. All right. That's
the Niners ran the ball 8 times.
Oh,
I mean, threw the ball 8 times last
don't
game.
remind us,
I mean,
don't remind us.
Trust me, as a quarterback, I want to throw the ball. I want to score all the points, but
exactly.
we know what wins it. So I'm gonna go there.
So as a quarterback, when you know you got a front four like the San Francisco 49ers, what's your mindset going into the game?
Yeah, get the ball out. Get the ball out and make those guys get frustrated. They're trying to get back there. When they get back there, the ball's going. Now they got to go chase that back or that receiver down. They get frustrated. At that point, we get to do what we want. We get to run the ball. We get to dictate it.
What do you do on Super Bowl Sunday? I remember when I was playing, I went to one Super Bowl and watched from the stands, and I was the most miserable human being that my wife had ever seen. And so I vowed I would never go to another one when I was playing. Do you go? Do you enjoy it? Do you sit at home and watch it? Do you not even watch it because you're not in? What do you do on Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely won't go. I went last year. I probably was like you, very miserable. I didn't enjoy it at all. This year, I'll be at home by that time, and I don't know if it'll be on. I'm sure by the time the halftime show, Shakira and J-Lo comes on, I'll be focused. But the game, I don't care too much about it.
Okay, well, so you give us a prediction. We're analysts. We have to do this. We have to pick a team to win. Can you give us one before you go?
I'm going to go Niners.
Niners.
Yeah, Niners. Can't give a score. I think it'll be a great game. I'm excited for it.
All right. There you hear it. All from Dak Prescott. We appreciate you being here with us, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, the defense has been doing that all throughout the regular season and the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo, all he does is win. George Kittle, all he does is catch and run and block and score and have more fun than anyone else doing it. Kittle earlier today talking about the run-pass ratio of play calling in this Niners O.
If you run the ball 45 times, you don't really need to throw the ball. And you got a guy like Jimmy back there, who has won us games with his arm. You don't really worry about anything. It's just, it all takes care of itself. So we're going to run the ball as much as we can. We're going to run it down your throat. And then if you happen to stop us, we're just going to, hey, Jimmy, make the play, and he's going to make the play.
Every athlete just tries to envision being in that moment and how it's going to play out, but it's always a little different when you get here. Just, I don't know, you never think it's going to actually be you in that moment and you in that situation, but it's, I'm very thankful to be here.
Stacey Dales is with the 49ers all week long. We join her now live in Miami. Stacey, a lot of talk about the relationship between the head coach and the play caller, Kyle Shanahan, and his franchise quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Did you talk at all to Jimmy this week about that relationship?
Absolutely. It's a really strong relationship. It has prospered all season long. And interestingly, Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, said last week, very interesting, actually, I'm more of a hothead than my quarterback. He's a little bit more even keel and calm. So what I asked Scott, Jimmy Garoppolo, today is what that looks like. And he told me it's what you would expect, but he appreciates it because he said it's Kyle being Kyle, which means it's honest. And he said you need that in football if it's going to work. It is a very balanced relationship. And what's really important is that whatever is delivered, it's how you hear the message versus how it is delivered to you. It could be something during a game. It could be something in practice, a missed throw, a missed read. Kyle is always going to tell Garoppolo what that is. And again, Garoppolo appreciates it because it makes it real. And it's that authenticity, Scott, that has allowed these two to develop this season, really for about 2.5 years, and given this team a whole lot of confidence heading into the Super Bowl.
And what's interesting about this duo here is they both have Super Bowl experience with their prior NFL teams prior to coming to San Francisco, now trying to win their own rings for real. Stacey Dales live with the 49ers. Lindsay?
Time for Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS, and a great look here at the specific challenge that is defending Patrick Mahomes, who has torched defenses when they've sent 5 or more rushers. 23 touchdowns, just 1 pick. He's so good at reading the field fast and finding the hole on defense, so teams that have clogged those holes with extra men have had more success, as you see with the 16 interceptions he's thrown against 4-man rushes. So do you stick with that on Sunday, or is that too predictable? Brian Baldinger and Willie McGinnis. This is the chess match that we're going to witness between Andy Reid and Robert Saleh.
Yes.
What do you think they do, Baldy?
Well, I think it's nice to know that you don't have to blitz to get pressure. The 49ers had 48 sacks this year, one of the best in the league. But Robert Saleh will blitz. They don't do it a lot, but I think they're effective when they do it. And the Chiefs have got to be prepared for it. Here's an example right here, where you're going to bring basically a Mike extra back blitz right here. You're going to get 4 to the weak side. You're going to drop D4 here to rob the middle. right here, and you're really going to put pressure on Aaron Rodgers right here. They get the free hitter here. K'Wan Williams beats the guard and gets the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands right there. Now, here against Seattle, K'Wan Williams is going to beat the back. I mean, you're just adding one to the four-man rush. And he beats the back right here, and he gets Russell Wilson down. And then here, on this particular blitz, that ball produced a fumble. DeForest Buckner scores a touchdown. Those are always plays that you champion. Here they got 7 up at the line of scrimmage. All right, and they're going to drop 2 to rob the middle, and they're going to bring the extra back, and they're going to get a 6-man pressure here on Aaron Rodgers. It's not how much you blitz, how effective are you when you do blitz. And we've seen some very effective blitzes from Robert Saleh, and I think he'll mix it up, Will, throughout this game, pepper it in here and there when they feel like they need an extra man or just a little extra pressure on Patrick Mahomes.
And, Baldy, I think that's extremely smart. I think you got to mix it up a little bit. I think that you got to give them some different looks with your front, bring guys, move guys, shift guys. And the most important thing about those blitzes is you got to be stout on the back end because Pat Mahomes is really good at finding a hot receiver. And if you make a mistake and you leave a hole in the middle of that defense, he's going to find the open guy, and it's going to turn into a big play.
Okay, so that's what Robert Saleh does, how he approaches this matchup. There's another side to this chess match. What does Andy Reid do, knowing that some of this might be coming his way? What's the twist that he brings to the table here, Willie?
Well, the teams that like to blitz and blitz a lot, what offenses do sometimes is they give you a lot of looks and motions and shifts, and they spread the offense out, so you have to identify. So you can't line up in disguise and do that as a defense. So Robert Saleh is going to have to pick and choose when he does that, but make sure guys get back in position because Andy Reid's going to throw a lot at you. Right here, here's a bunch formation. Right off the top, it's really to isolate Kelsey on the backside. So all the attention's on the front side bunch. It gets a one-on-one. He runs a jerk route, a stutter. It frees him up one-on-one. Turns into a touchdown. Now, here's the motion I was talking about. Damian Williams is out here. He's at the wide receiver position. They're going to motion him back into the backfield. The guy right here is Tyreek Hill. He's lined up in the short stack on the hip of the tackle. He's going to come across right here for an easy play, like a speed sweep. Now, we know Andy Reid likes to get his playmakers in space. Tyreek Hill, here's a speed sweep or jet sweep, gets around the edge. Nobody's going to catch him at all. Nobody in this league is going to catch him. All right? Then here's a shift. They give you a pre-snap read right here. They line up. They want to see if you're going to move. You're in the zone. You're in the man. They shift it. Now you got this 3T look. You got Kelsey in the middle. You got Pat Mahomes playing tailback. Now, who's going where? What type of players are going to be? Well, you got an option read, a read zone right here. Kelsey does a great job at the quarterback keeping it and scoring. And the most dangerous formation of all, because this is the fastest team in the league at receiver position, is empty. You got 5 wide right here. You're going to get Hill in space again. You're going to get him moving. You see nobody's running with him, so you know it's a zone. They break down, they squat. DeMarcus Robinson runs up the seam for a big play. So he throws a lot at you. He moves guys around. He tries to find a matchup and identifies for Pat Mahomes if you're in zone, if you're a man. That tells him, the quarterback, where to go with the football. It's very difficult to defend. You got to be smart, and you can't have mental errors. One thing about Andy Reid, Will, that we know is he's going to throw a lot at you early. He's going to have his play chart. He's going to give you a lot of formations. And what he's really looking for is your reaction to it, how you're going to line up. And then once he gets a feel for it, then he'll start producing new plays and kind of a new script as the game goes on. He's also going to lay a lot of cheese out there, Will. He's going to put a lot of cheese out there to see if you take it. And if you do, then he's going over the top. It's a big part of what their offense is all about.
Baldy, Willie, I love this matchup. So many great storylines here, strength on strength on strength, and that also accounts for the other side of the ball when the Niners have the ball too. Scott?
All right, Lindsay, everybody